If a song is good enough, it'll qualify anyway. Nevertheless, let's talk about the running order of semi-final 2. If you like and want to support our work, consider becoming a patron. The link is in the description box. Sup you fools, Matt ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel, and today it is all about semi-final 2. So as you know by now, most likely the EBU has released the running order for both semi-finals, and yesterday we talked about the first semi. If you want to watch the video, the link is up there. And what I did is I just kind of shared my thoughts, opinions, and analysis of the running order. And now we're going to do the same thing with the second semi. Are there any songs that really got the short end of the stick? Who are the winners of the draw? And how much, if at all, could that impact the final outcome? So let's go through the 18 songs one by one and see what we can come up with. First up, it's Alexander Rybak, Norway. That's how you write a song. You're gonna start the show with a very familiar and known face, at least to the Eurovision community. When we talk about the ordinary viewer, that may be a different story, but certainly the commentators will bring that up over and over again. So a lot of people will just tune in just to see Alexander perform probably, and going first is actually a really good thing. You always set the tone, and I expect that to happen actually as well for Norway, especially looking at the songs that are going to follow Alexander in the running. So this is a really good place for Alexander and Norway to be in. Since the introduction of the producer-generated running order, the first song of a semi more often than not qualifies. So this, I think, should be a good omen for the Scandinavian countries. So I think Norway can be satisfied with the running order. Song number 2, it's Romania, and if there is a year where Romania could fail to qualify for the first time ever, it's this year. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but things are not really going in their favor, it seems. The song itself, from the humans, it doesn't create a whole lot of buzz with the fan polls or the bookies, right? It's not high up there, it's fairly lackluster, and now they're being given the second slot. This is the earliest Romania has ever gone in the running order in a semi. So overall, that's not necessarily a good place to be in. Going second, always people think, oh, this is the worst case scenario. I wouldn't say the worst case scenario because there are worse slots, but it certainly isn't great. Coming right after Norway, a song that's going to have a lot of buzz, and then there are a lot of songs coming right after that. So Romania not being placed well overall. The fact that they don't have that many support in the semi really hurts them as well. Yes, they have Moldova, so they're going to get at least 20 to 24 points just because of that, so that's already helpful. But then other than that, a lot of the friendly countries that usually vote for Romania, like Israel or Spain, I don't think they can vote in this one, so I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but things are not looking good for Romania. At least that's based on my observation. Song number 3, it's Serbia. So the Balkan song possibly is in the worst possible spot, at least if you look at the most recent history in Eurovision. Since the introduction of the 50-50 jury televote system in 2010 for the semis, only 5 songs qualified from slot number 3, while 11 songs did not make the cut. Again, it's definitely possible, but it's not a good trend if you look at that only right now. The song itself, Serbia, not necessarily high in the betting odds or in the fan polls, is somewhere in between, probably lower half, not like at the bottom. But Serbia is surrounded by 2 other fairly, I don't want to say irrelevant, but certainly less recognizable songs, which are Romania and San Marino. Maybe that'll help for it to stand out a little bit more, and the fact that it is different, it is a Balkan song, that is definitely working in their favor. Overall, definitely not the best case scenario for Serbia. There are a few redeeming options here for them, but overall it's kind of disappointing draw for them, I would say. Song number 4, it's San Marino. Who we are, not anywhere near the top. As a matter of fact, it's usually in the bottom 5 of the betting odds and the fan polls. So finishing here now, getting the 4th running order certainly won't help matter. I'm not sure it's going to hurt much because I just don't think San Marino has a shot in the first place. But what really hurts it is the fairly early running number, which, by the way, less than half of the songs from starting position 4 have qualified. And then it's being followed by Denmark, a song that definitely will be visually very, very appealing. Even if you don't like the song, it'll look look great most likely. So that also works against San Marino, so I don't want to say too much, but I think you know what I'm thinking. Song number 5 is Denmark, and I think they are looking really good, and here is why. First of all, first it's Romania, then Serbia, then San Marino. None of these songs really are high up in the fan favorite polls or the betting odds. So Denmark comes in as like one of the more popular songs then and really stands out. So this is really good. And then they're being followed by Russia, another less impressive entry for the most part, right? So this is already really good. In addition, since the introduction of the producer-driven running order in 2013, 7 out of 10 songs qualified from slot number 5. So it seems as the producers put popular songs here in this 5th slot, so I think Denmark can take a sigh of relief. Fun fact, Emily de Forest from Denmark in 2013 also started out in slot number 5 in the semis and ended up winning the whole thing. I'm just saying. So overall, I think Denmark, you're good to go. Really good draw for you. Song number 6, it's Russia. And I'm going to repeat what I said about Romania earlier. If there is a year where Russia could possibly fail to qualify, which is unlikely, but if there would be a year, 2018 could be the one. First of all, the song not very popular in the betting odds with the fan favorites. I just don't see it going crazy just based on the merit of quality on this one. Some of you will like it, I get it, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking in general terms here. In addition to that, it's not the greatest running order for them, you know, coming right after Denmark, a very memorable performance. And then the crazy Moldova right after that. So there will be songs that will be a little bit more stand out as just from a performance perspective. But we know Russia always puts together a great show. So I'm sure they'll do something. But in addition to that, Russia really didn't have a good draw overall because most of their friends where they can expect points from are in the first semi. They have Moldova will give them points, and they'll get a few points from countries like Latvia and Georgia and even Ukraine, but not like as much as they usually would get. So if the jury's going down hard on Russia this year, I'm not saying, but I think this is potentially a year where Russia could sit out, and with that running order, not the best situation for them, but we all know never ever underestimate Russia. Song number 7, it's Moldova. Moldova Doritos follows Russia's song and is followed by the Netherlands. Now the Netherlands is pretty popular, but I think the Netherlands will appeal to different demographics like more Western countries, while Moldova's sounds very Eastern for the lack of a better word. I mean, think of Moldova 2012 or 2009, that kind of music still works there, right? And I happen to like that song, so I will like it too. But I think overall, it's not the worst draw. It's closer to the end of the first half. So I think overall they can be satisfied, Moldova. They've been in 7th place before, 7th slot in 2011. They qualified then, so why not do it this year? So overall, I think it's a solid situation for Moldova. Song number 8, it's the Netherlands, Whalen. And very interesting fun fact, over the past 9 years, the Netherlands performed among the first 10 songs of the evening 8 out of 9 times. So they usually get a really early running order. This year is no different, but at least the producers were kind enough to put a little bit further at the end of that running order. Whalen, already an alumni on Eurovision, so I think this song looks really good. I think it's a quality entry, first of all, which is of course a subjective opinion here, but I do think coming right after Crazy Moldova, I think this one will feel a little bit more sophisticated, for the lack of a better word. So I think Netherlands is set up fairly well here, and I expect them to fly through. Song number 9, it is Australia. And Australia loved and admired by the producers. This is basically the 3rd time out of 4 years that they are giving the pimp slots. In 2015, they were put at the end of the first half by the producers. In 2016, Dami Im also giving a lot of love from the producers. This year, no difference. Jessica Malboy, the last one to perform in the first half. So that alone already is like, what's going on, right? But just looking at the running order, it's maybe not even the best outcome for Australia. It's certainly not bad, because, you know, you're actually at least somewhere in the middle now. But Australia follows the Netherlands, and if Whalen performs well, and I expect him to because he's a fantastic singer and an amazing performer, I think he will leave such an impact that maybe people are still kind of like be distracted from what happened with the Netherlands. So I wouldn't want to perform right after the Netherlands, to be honest. So that may be a negative for Australia. But they're also followed by a very quiet song, Georgia, which it has a nice build and all that stuff. But overall, it's not the kind of song you would expect to leave a major impact with the Eurovision fans. So that overall is a mixed bag for me. I think overall it's a good thing for Australia because, you know, the last one's in the first half. But I don't know. I'm just having a weird feeling about this one. Song number 10 is Georgia, Iriao. This is the second year in a row where Georgia is not getting much love from the producers. Last year they were put in slot number 2. Now they are the song that's gonna go first in the second half. So followed by Poland. Georgia may struggle at this point. I know if you watch my other videos, I'm a fan of the song, but I have to be objective here. This is not a good outcome for them. Depending on how Australia is going to be perceived by the viewers, this could be really bad news for them, being surrounded by 2 uplifting, fun songs. It may help them stand out, but this is a very difficult one for me to really judge because it is such a different song, so I have no idea if it'll click with the viewers or not. But I think overall the draw situation not very favorable, I'm afraid. Song number 11 is Poland. So Poland, I guess 11 is now their permanent slot. That's where they were last year. And they qualified, so hey, that's a good sign, right? But overall, I think Poland can't be too upset about the running order. You know, they're going to be right after Georgia and before Malta. None of these songs are very, like, danceable, fun songs, and Poland has a lot of energy, and I think that will really stand out. Then we followed by Hungary, Latvia, so there are not a whole lot of dancey songs in the running right around Poland, so this will stand out. So I think as a Poland fan, you shouldn't be too upset. I'm sure you're kind of like, oh, I wish you would have been closer to the end. But overall, this is not the worst case scenario for you guys, so relax. Song number 12, it is Malta. So I don't know if Cristobal can be too happy with that draw, and the only reason why I'm saying that, Hungary is next, and I expect Hungary to draw a lot of attention and will definitely be memorable and may overshadow Malta. Even if you don't like Hungary's music, if you hate that kind of post-hardcore / metal, whatever you want to call it, right? It is just very loud and will leave an impact. I just think this could really hurt Malta's chances, considering Malta is not really high up in the popularity in the polls or anything, so just standing out there is going to be difficult. So less enthusiastic about Malta's odds now. Song number 13, it's Hungary. I don't think they need to be superstitious with that unlucky number because I think they will be really lucky. Malta is first, and then they're being followed by Latvia. They will stand out like a sore thumb, if you will, for better or worse, right? But seriously, this song will be remembered. Even the haters, you know, those who do not click with that kind of music, you have to admit, if you want to stand out, this is the way to go. They are surrounded by the right songs, and I think this will go big. I just have a feeling this is just situated. It's just perfect for Hungary right now. Almost best case scenario for them. So I am hoping and I am thinking that Hungary is good to go on this one. Now, if I were on the Latvian team, I would be less thrilled with the outcome of the draw. Latvia song number 14, surrounded by 2 big songs, starting with Hungary, will be so loud and so memorable, and then they're being followed by Sweden, the most visually appealing song probably, or one of the most appealing songs of the year. So Latvia, not a great running order. Of course, it's possible that all 3 songs can qualify in a row. It happened before, it happened quite a bit. I'm just talking about best case scenario. This could be the kind of song that is almost like the pee break in between. And this is not me boo-booing on the song because I really like Latvia this year. But just looking at it objectively, this is not the greatest outcome for them. Then I don't know if they have the ability to shine there. So hopefully Laura can pull it off. But I'm a little bit more worried now. Song number 15 is Sweden, and I think not much time to be wasted on here. We all know they're going to fly through. It's a memorable staging. The song is pretty popular overall. So, and they're going to perform most likely right after a break, so they can put up that huge tanning bed, or as I always call it, or whatever. And they'll be fine. They're going to fly through. Doesn't matter who's going to follow. Sweden is good to go. Song number 16 is Montenegro, and for the first time Montenegro is on my radar now as far as qualification is concerned. If you watch my videos, you know I love Montenegro anyway, but I didn't think it would have a shot qualifying. Now looking at the running order, it goes up a little bit in the odds if you ask me. Yes, they're gonna perform right after Sweden, but it's such a stark contrast between those two songs, it doesn't matter. And it's a beautiful Balkan ballad that performs closer to the end, and then it's followed by Slovenia, which is another loud dancey song, so just that calm before and after the storm, if you will, really is a almost perfect case scenario for Montenegro. So the late running order and the perfect situated song situation here right now really make me wonder maybe Montenegro is a qualification candidate after all. Song number 17, it's Slovenia, and here's a very interesting fact. It seems as this is their slot to be. In 2014, they were the second last to perform, and they qualified. In 2015, they were second to last, and they qualified. Last year, they were second to last. They didn't qualify, but hey, you see a pattern. They seem to be always second to last. And once again, this year, I think there's not much else to say. It's just going to help them that they perform closer to the end, so they're in a good position. It'll come down to whether or not people will click with that song, but overall, I think this is a draw that is really good for Slovenia. Duh! Song number 18, and the last one of the evening, is Ukraine. And I think we all can agree that Ukraine is going through. They never failed to qualify yet, and the fact that they're going last and have a fairly popular song already says, yeah, they're good to go. Only twice has it happened since the introduction of the 50-50 televote jury system is that a song didn't qualify. Serbia in 2013, and then last year Latvia. So while it can happen, it's not impossible. I think the Eurovision gods were very kind to Ukraine this year, so I think they're good to go. So, while anything is possible, I'm not saying this has been decided, obviously. I think the biggest winners coming out of this draw are Denmark, great situation, Ukraine for sure, Montenegro, Hungary, and the Netherlands. I think these songs are the biggest winner when it comes to the draw. Now, as far as the losers are concerned of the draw, in my opinion, are definitely Romania, Serbia, Georgia, and Latvia. I think these songs got the short end of the stick, I'm afraid. But this is just my observation, my opinion, and I would like to hear from you as well. Who do you think is really standing out now? Do you think anyone's odds have increased, decreased, or do you think the running order is completely irrelevant? Which I don't think, or I know it's not, but I still want to hear from you. Leave your thoughts below in the comment section, and if you don't mind, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. So, have a good night everyone, and I'll be back with the next video soon. Goodbye.